All right, guys, we just finished up at Lake Murray. We got this trophy right here. I couldn't be more happy to have this right here, but it's been a super blessed week. You know, this week's all been about timing for me. You know, I fished the same spots 5, 6, 7 times a day before I'd catch a fish. I knew these certain areas had big fish, but I really needed the sun to come up and the herring to push up on these points. To catch them, I was throwing a variety of soft plastic jerk baits, but especially once the sun got up and it was, you know, nice clear water, I was throwing this right here, and this is the Guggen bait dart. It's actually a new bait for 2021, soft plastic jerk bait. This is the green gizzard shad keller. What's unique about this bait is it's very soft, and the tail is in line with the bait. You know, other soft plastic jerk baits, the tail is the other direction. So what that allows us to do is when I pull this bait, that tail kicks and swims just like a real live herring, and those bass couldn't resist it. Now, the rigging and the technique was very important. So first off, we got a favorite Hex series rod. This is a 7.5 medium heavy. I got a favorite Soleus XCS reel and 15-pound Seaguar and VizX fluorocarbon. So I was running that, and then I was tying on a Trocar TK 180. It's actually a drop shot hook. It's a 5/0 hook. It's a straight shank drop shot hook, and I'd rig it up exposed like that, okay? Actually, before I rig it up, not sure if you can see in the belly here, but I take some lead wire and wrap around the shank of that hook. Just gives it a little more weight and helps keep the bait below the surface of the water, very close to the surface, but below the surface when I'm working this bait. And then I add a Trocar TK 300 treble hook on the back, just for when those fish would nip at it, swipe at it, not completely eat it. I have that extra stinger hook there to be able to catch them. And I actually caught a 6-pounder this week with just one little hook on that treble hook. So that really saved my whole tournament. Without those Trocar treble hooks on there, I probably wouldn't have won this tournament. Now the technique, that was the very cool part. So I actually spent 3 days at Clark's Hill Lake before this tournament, and I figured out how to catch these herring bass with a special technique with these soft plastic jerk baits. I'd cast the bait out and I'd give it a long pull. So I'm moving that bait probably 3 or 4 feet, and that long rod was very important for that. So I'd move it 3 or 4 feet and I'd pause it for a second, give it a couple short twitches, and that thing's darting side to side, and then I'd pull it again. And it looks like that herring that's trying to get away from those fish. You know, they would see it when I'm pulling it, and it would pause for a second, and that's when most of them would bite. I'd go to pull it again and it would load up on a fish. So it was a lot of fun. That's probably my favorite way to fish, and it just lined up perfect this week that Lake Murray fits my style and fits the techniques that I like to do, and we're walking out of here with a trophy. So what an amazing week.